Speaking of government, peasants, and peons, Captain America, Brave New World.
I still haven't seen it. I it's been like February. Like when did it come out again? February.
February.
I was just starting the new job. I basically went an entire month without a paycheck, and by the time everything got stabilized, it was more or less already out of theaters and not at a convenient time for me to see it. So I'm waiting for it to come on Disney Plus. It is taking forever though, so I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. I will say though, based on what I have heard about it and seen about it, I think it is really weird that it's basically an Incredible Hulk sequel without the Incredible Hulk.
Yep, you nailed it. I mean,
I
that's
mean,
basically
mean,
how I felt about it.
should we be surprised though? I mean, look at Thor Ragnarok.
Well,
that's
oh yeah,
that's the
yeah.
only way they can make a Thor movie these days
Don't you mean
because
a Hulk movie?
Hulk
the
movie.
rights.
That's the thing is, I've never seen a character misused so bad than the fucking Hulk, man. I mean, he's a great character, and he's got so much to give. He's got so many good characters, so many good stories, and they made him look so weak. Just I don't even want to talk about Avengers Endgame and how Thanos just basically
Wipe the
beat
floor with
Banner
him.
beat Banner into like he couldn't get it up anymore, right? Like that's he couldn't be the Hulk anymore. What the fuck is that about? Yeah, that's one of my biggest things about the Marvel Universe period is how they just
Well,
mishandled the Hulk.
They nerfed
so
him,
that's
yeah.
actually a thing about not just the Hulk. That's one of the things that we have a problem with in the Marvel universe is how do you incorporate OP characters properly without just like leaving 70% of your universe in a state of like these characters shouldn't like if they put the Hulk and Thor at full capacity, you could never have Daredevil, you could never have Captain America in the same. I know they do it in the comics, but it's a completely different story medium. Like you only have an hour and a half to tell something, and you get 4 of them a year. You can't really tell a good story with all of these lesser characters when you're next to this character whose opponents are gonna just literally wipe the floor with you. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's a writing issue more so than anything.
Yeah, well,
And
like
that's
in this
why.
movie, spoiler alert, but you can't have Falcon take on the Red Hulk in a hand-to-hand combat. Falcon doesn't even have the super soldier serum, and I do get that his suit helps him out a lot. But I mean, come on, man. Like,
Literally took like Tony had to put on the Hulkbuster armor, and even that thing got shredded. And it was
yeah,
specifically designed to fight a Hulk.
And they still had to launch him across the fucking map because he was not going to stop.
you're
And
right.
it was really only when Scarlet Witch's spell kind of wore off is when he was able to stun him
Right.
basically.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so, that's why they were able to do the Red Hulk with Brave New World, but they had to do it where Falcon didn't actually beat him. Like Falcon was going to die. No, he overcame himself. Like he beat himself. Like they made himself the enemy, and that's really the only way to write these characters. And you'll see it as we continue to talk about more movies we're going to talk about. It's the same approach because it's the only way to do it. Now, the thing is, well, can you do it in a compelling way that's different from the one before? I don't know. To me, it was a good movie. It was a really good movie.
Okay.
But the problem I have with it is that they gave you the movie in the trailers, and that's a
Okay.
real problem in cinema these days.
Has been for a long time, really.
For a long time, for at least a decade. And the thing is, it's like with something with this much money, it's like you're trying to bring fans back, but and you finally give us a movie that like gives us good hope. It does do that, but it's like okay, but it could have been a 9 just because of pure suspense and like wow, but because I wasn't wow, it was just a 7. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you're hurting your own product doing that.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel a lot of people were like, oh yeah, it was good, nothing bad to say about it really, but
Mhm.
like it wasn't amazing, and that's because they weren't shocked.
Mhm.
If you went into that movie thinking it was just a Falcon Winter Soldier type movie, and then the Red Hulk showed up, you'd be like, dude.
How long does it take for him to actually transform into the Red Hulk? By the way, in the movie.
The whole
Final
movie.
act.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, the whole movie is literally about his struggle not becoming the Red Hulk.
Really.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's like he's fighting headaches. He's like
Well,
trying to keep the anger down, and you
I
don't,
see.
you know,
because
yes,
there's two villains in the movie, and that's why is I forget what his name is, the doctor from the
the
Hulk,
leader.
the leader.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Tim Blake Nelson, I think his name is.
yeah,
The actor.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's the actual main villain, and the Red
Okay.
Hulk is a weapon of his.
So basically, he uses him the same way Scarlet Witch uses him, the Hulk in Age of Ultron, basically.
Right. The only difference here is
Oof.
that this ties into the original Hulk, the first Hulk
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah.
And it's here, and it calls out the hypocrisy behind Civil War, which I was a huge anti Iron Man and Ross, and it calls
Mhm.
him out, and it highlights like where his decisions got him, and Ross is the bad guy, not the leader. Like Ross
Okay.
is the bad guy who was acted selfishly and allowed the leader to manipulate him due to his selfish actions.
I gotcha.
And now the Falcon has to clean up both of those messes because somebody's got to do the right thing, and that's where it comes down. So it was done well.
Mhm.
I overall I don't really have many complaints other than the fact that nothing was really a shocker. There was
Okay.
no surprises in this movie.
Yeah, you
It
know what it
was
reminded me of? Remember when the trailer came out for uh Batman versus Superman, and it's like, and then it's like they show
Yeah.
Doomsday in the trailer.
And
Yeah.
the second trailer, yeah.
and not only that, but they literally showed the final scene with the kryptonite spear and
Did
they?
the armor. Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah, no, I know what you like. That trailer, it really felt like you'd already seen the whole movie at that point.
And
Yeah,
again,
it's like,
they were trying to like, oh yeah, the Marvel's already established, but look at all the stuff we can get. And it's like,
I
have faith in people's desire to see the product.
I
Stop
will
showing me everything.
I will be honest with you. The trailer for Batman v Superman was better than the movie itself. So I always found that I always
Yeah.
found that a bit. I always found that a bit amusing that it actually like it was the trailer itself was better shot and edited than the actual movie.
Well, when you take
It's
all the
ridiculous.
best parts of the movie and put it in a trailer, what do you expect?
Kind of misleading, actually, the
taking my
way it
highlights
was
out.
shot. Actually, it just. But that's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah,
we're not getting into that.
Yeah, we could go on to the
Yeah,
BVS
no,
analysis for years.
yeah, it just reminded me of that trailer though. Like I remember seeing it and I'm like, wow, it's one thing to advertise Batman versus Superman. That you think that'd be selling enough, but then you throw in the death of Superman in it. Because when you see Doomsday, you know already, okay, it's the death of Superman. Why would you throw that in there? You know what I
You
mean?
didn't need to. Batman vs
Yeah.
Superman is selling enough. It's like, oh
Yeah.
wow, okay, two of my greatest. It's like,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Is a lot of people got turned off by that because up until Brave New World, the MCU was making a lot of mistakes in these last two phases, and a lot of them actually were mistakes that DC was making prior to James Gunn. So a lot of people were like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Like they were super turned off. Marvel fans, DC fans, all just like.
So Marvel,
Not interested. And it actually was a good movie. So I hope most of them turned around and went to see it
yeah,
with the reviews. But it was like, okay, it's a good movie, but you're still making these mistakes. So I'm kind of like iffy. I'm iffy at whether I should get excited or just because I don't want to get excited about the trend and then it'd be shit.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, in my opinion, they continued to go upwards. But
yeah,
I'll say 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was largely in part due to nothing unpredictable. But everything that was done was pretty good.
I'd have to
Pretty
give it
good.
a 6. just because I'm hard on him.
That's the Hulk. That's the Hulk bias talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give
But
it a
again,
6.
but again, I'm giving
Again,
it a
not,
7 point. I mean, I'm
not
even
a terrible movie though. A
Yeah.
6 is like a watchable movie. It just, am I going to watch it twice? No. I'm not gonna
I
do
would
it.
watch
I'll
it twice.
Maybe as
May-
something as background noise when you're like just hanging out or something like that.
Or if I'm
Yeah.
watching it with someone who hasn't seen it, or
Mhm.
you know, but I would watch it twice. I definitely wouldn't watch it 4 times.
Well, I'll tell you what, like that Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman, I watched that thing twice in the theaters and then 2 more times when it came out.
I watched
I-
it twice in the theaters, but I haven't watched it since.
I saw it once in theaters. I started watching it with the girl I was dating at the time. And she basically told me it was too dark.
She's not the one. That's
No,
why.
Yeah.
no. You don't understand. Literally too dark. She couldn't see
Like
a fucking
lighting.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
lighting.
Oh, okay. All right. Got to turn the brightness up on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus
To be
devices.
fair, it is a physically dark movie, and
It is
really dark.
it is kind of hard to see stuff.
Yeah.
But to tell you the truth, I enjoyed the Penguin a lot more. I thought that was a fantastic.
Oh, the Penguin was a
I forgot
great.
to put that on the list. I got to put it right now.
Oh, are you gonna like put like a